Alright you guys, well today I have for you this 2024 Acura MDX. We'll take you on a little walk around here. I love this fresh redesign of the MDX. Still has like the classic sort of MDX look to it, but it's nice and updated. Follows that whole new trend of Acura styling. 20-inch wheels. We'll pop the tailgate back here. This is the key for it. It's a nice small, like tiny key, which I like, but pop the trunk. All right, and back here, you know, obviously you get some space, but it's not out of this world. It's a pretty high up cargo floor, and this line kind of cuts into your cargo capacity back here. You can fold the third row down with these little levers right here, and that gives you a little more space. It's decent, kind of tiny though for my liking. I think I'd prefer a little more space. You do get a spare tire under here, but this is just a little storage area. Spare tire is underneath all of this, but you do get a 12-volt outlet back here as well. We'll try getting back in this third row in a minute here just to see how it is. All the materials feel really good. This carpet feels really good. It is like brand new practically, but everything feels very nice material wise. We'll close up this trunk here, and it closes pretty good, as you can see. It does have these brown leather seats that look really good. Got these rear sunshades. Big panoramic roof. We'll check that out in a minute here. You do get a power outlet and 2 USB-A ports, and your own climate control back here. Everything just looks really nice in here. Everything looks like it was designed really thoroughly. It's pretty impressive. It's a big SUV, but everything also feels kind of cozy. The legroom back here isn't amazing, I'll say. My knees are kind of almost touching the seat. So for an MDX, I think I was expecting a little more room in this car. The cargo area feels a little small. The back seats are a little small for me. It's not like impossible to deal with though. I'm still comfortable back here. It's just something I've noticed, like maybe could use just a little more space. Cup holders are a little strange to access. There's like a thing you pull right here, but you do get a very big cup holder armrest thing, and you have to pull it again to put it back up. But we'll try out this third row. I'm just gonna push this button right here. The seat slides forward like that. All right, and it is not easy getting back here, and this third row is not the most comfortable. I mean, it's very cramped. Surprisingly, I can get back here, but like I am not very comfortable. My knees are really up in the air and pressed against this seat. Seats are very tiny. You do get cup holders back here, but I could do this on like a short trip. If like I absolutely had to sit back here, I could do it. But we'll get out of here and we'll show you guys under the hood real quick. Okay, so this is the 3.5 liter V6, the J series V6. It's essentially a carryover. Honda's been using this engine, different slight variations of it for a long time. It does make the same power as the last generation though. It makes 290 horsepower and 267 pound-feet of torque, which is pretty good numbers. Pretty average, but kind of powerful, honestly, especially because this isn't like a huge SUV or something like that. It is paired to Honda's 10-speed automatic. They ditched the 9-speed from the old one. Replace it with a much sportier 10-speed. You could also get the Type S, the turbocharged version, which makes 355 horsepower. But this is like the standard volume engine. But we'll close up the hood here and we'll hop inside. Okay. Really nice material quality in here. I like this steering wheel. It feels really good. It does electronically adjust. You got this nice gauge screen in the center here. You have two different options for your gauge layout. So you have crafted and you have advanced, which kind of puts the tachometer and speedometer on the sides. Not quite as configurable as some other cars, but still pretty good. Gives you some adjustability. You can check out your navigation, your oil life, tire pressure, all that usual stuff. It's very easy. You have paddle shifters on the wheel. You do have this ELS sound system, which sounds amazing. Super clear, really good. Do have this nice panoramic roof. The shade goes back pretty far. Try opening it. Very quick opening sunroof here. Doesn't open super far, but still nice having the panoramic roof. Got these nice climate controls. They're kind of laid out here. Not in the screen or anything. They give you nice hard buttons for those, and they're pretty good, pretty high quality to use. You do got heated seats for both driver and passenger, and also you can just put it in auto. It'll automatically heat them depending on the climate control and all of that. You got this interesting USB panel, USB-A, USB-C, but you can hide it out of sight like that. You got your push button gear selector and a nice clear, crisp backup camera with a few different views. Got your normal view, top down view. Doesn't have like a full top down view of like the whole car, so that could be a little bit of a drawback. I think Honda's backup cameras could use a little more advancement. Other brands kind of have more camera angles. As you can see, you can just push buttons for neutral and drive / sport mode. It's kind of interesting they still do that, because you have a drive mode that's sport mode. You also have a normal, comfort, and snow mode. We'll start off in normal, but try sport later. I'm not crazy about this Acura touchpad thing, and this isn't a touchscreen. You can only use this touchpad. You do have another little touchpad on the side. You can check out your navigation, you can check out your time and your radio station. You'd probably get used to it, but I think most people would just prefer a touchscreen. But it is a nice high resolution screen. Your center console is a little bit tiny, honestly, but it gets the job done. You get another USB and a power outlet in there. But yeah, very nice interior, nice quality to it. Only thing I don't really like is this touchpad, but you know, I think the nice material quality makes up for it. It has a very nice ambiance in here. But we'll take this MDX out on the road. Very smooth ride. Nice, luxurious, smooth ride to this car. Very premium feeling. Barely feel this gravel I'm driving over. Let's just get out on the road here. First thing I notice about this MDX is the steering is very light. It builds nicely, sort of, when you're out on the road, but when I'm in parking lots or like that gravel road I was just at, it's super light steering. But when you're out on the road, it's very precise. This is a very easy SUV to maneuver. It kind of like goes exactly in the direction you want. Has pretty snappy, smooth handling to it. V6 just has such smooth torque, really nice sound, really elegant power delivery. Has some good pep to it. Ten-speed auto, nice and snappy. It's pretty smooth shifting also. The 10-speed in my Honda Accord is a little bit jerky, but I think this one is like nice and smooth. It doesn't have as many hiccups as the 10-speed in my Accord. but it still has that nice sporty, snappy shifting character to it. Very smooth, soft, but precise steering. Around tight corners, it's super light, super easy to maneuver. We'll try putting it in sport mode. Comfort mode is fine. It's totally good, but sport mode is just like my favorite mode. And this thing has some power to it. Even for not being the Type S, I like the power delivery in this MDX. Sport mode is nice and lively. It livens up this 10-speed automatic like really nicely. Delivers nice, smooth, quick shifts. It's very quick to downshift for you. I mean, that's like nothing. Very soft but controlled ride in this car. It glides so well over the pavement, but it's very controlled too. Like, it's not swaying around a lot, it's not bouncy. Very controlled and very smooth. Brakes are so super smooth, nice and intuitive. They're not too grabby, you know. A lot of new cars, the brakes are just too grabby, but in this one, they're like nice and predictable. They're kind of like soft, but very smooth, very predictable brakes in here. I love the sound of this V6. Sounds so good, honestly. Night and day difference from that Chevy Traverse I drove with that 4-cylinder. I mean, a V6 just sounds so good. It hustles really well. I mean, when you're up at speed, the car just feels very assured. Steering points dead on straight. It brakes really good, it stops really good. There's no having to like play with the brake pedal a ton when you're stopping. You don't have to keep putting in effort and then letting off and putting in again. You just keep your foot in one spot on the brake pedal and the car kind of does all the work for you. Throttle is nice and fun. It's nice and intuitive. Has that nice Honda feel. Honda tunes the throttle really well in their cars. This feels like I always know exactly what the car is doing. It's responsive, but it's not like really touchy. It's got that just that right amount of response to it. It downshifts quickly when you put your foot into it. I love how this car gets up to speed. I mean, the transmission is nice and snappy. The V6 has good torque to it. It's just like a perfect power band. Perfect engine and transmission combo in this car. Nice, clear, open visibility. Can see right out onto this windshield, onto the road in front of me. Windshield feels nice and close. These side mirrors are big. The front hood doesn't get in the way a ton. Very big back window to see out of. I was a little worried that because this is like a carryover engine, I wouldn't like it as much, or it might feel like old or something, but it's just like a really good engine. Kind of keep saying that, but like it's true. It's just so smooth. It's nice and predictable. I really like it. Sport mode doesn't really liven up the steering that much. When you're up and moving on the road, it does have a decent like weight on center, like just a little bit. But you know, light steering, kind of as you would expect. I mean, yeah, just barely have to do anything and it takes off. I like the precision of the steering. You know, it can hustle too. It has like a light feeling chassis. Like when you go around turns, it feels like nice and tossable. Especially for an SUV. Some of these SUVs feel really heavy. This one has a nice tossable, spry feeling to it. Kind of like Honda has always kind of been known for that, having like a light feel. Yeah, it's not bad at all. Not super engaging, but it's very car-like. Very car-like for sure. I mean, that's really good. The super handling all-wheel drive helps it a lot too. You can tell it helps the tires grip a lot better. And in sport mode, I mean, the right gear is always at the ready. I mean, the exact gear that you want is like always right there. There's no weirdness about it. Like some cars will have like a weird engine or like a weird CVT or something, or like some cars like always have something weird about the drive, but this one, there's nothing weird about it. It's all so predictable, exactly as you'd want it to be. It responds like so well, like I said, how you want it to respond. Easy to keep in the lane. I'm barely doing anything to the wheel. We'll try taking it on the highway up here. We'll see how it performs. Taking around this little entrance ramp. Just like nice handling, just really good. Oh man, that is quick. That is actually quick. And so smooth. So smooth as well. Try getting a little more speed going. All right, nice and quiet on the highway too. Again, just points in a totally straight line. Has good response, good passing power. And keep up with this truck pretty good. That engine sounds so good too. Sounds really sporty, really lively. We'll try taking this exit here though. Use these paddle shifters. All right, they're not the most responsive, but they're there if you want them. Alright you guys, well that about sums up my review on this 2024 Acura MDX. Very impressive SUV. Really nice, intuitive driving feel to it. It has a nicely light chassis, like very precise steering to it. Very responsive, intuitive throttle. Really smooth and powerful engine to it. Just everything works so well in this car. Everything just comes together like perfectly. Everything works really well. Only thing I might complain about the driving feel is the steering. It's pretty light, but at the same time, it's very intuitive and very precise. Very smooth ride, nice, smooth, settled, very still ride. Very quiet. I love this interior. I love this leather. It's like nice and soft leather in this car. Only thing I also don't really like is this touchpad thing, but it's kind of negligible compared to all that this car gives you. It really does rival like an X5, like a BMW X5 or something like that. It really is a competitive choice in this segment, and honestly, I kind of want one of these cars after I drove it. I would not mind driving this every day. Just really beautiful, really nice car. But we'll shut it off and we'll hop out. All right, thanks for watching everyone.